She always does that.
25. Alright, you do this set with 25. Last set here was some 30s. That's all I got. I used to love doing this in high school. This and donkey raises. Oh, it's so late. Am I going? So funny because your like feet are slipping off.
Yeah.
That's half of the workout. Getting that all the way up. It's a little bit difficult.
What? Oh no, right. Oh man.
Alright, so that was 25. I was kind of late. I guess I'll go up to 35 maybe.
Okay.
There. Second set here with 35. Go up again.
I didn't put it in the cards, but yeah, basically that's already the part. I could pause. Too much on there.
Right. 45. I'm gonna do laterals at 15. Not nice. Alright, do another 715 because that was hard. We'll see how it goes. I think they do some 60 pounds here. We'll see. Cute how it smashes out all your fat like that. That looks really attractive. Don't tell anybody. Are we ready? You're gonna do a set with 70. You sound good? Set with 8 pounds. It's 45.
Do a few poses with them from the back, just
Some shoulder presses with 20s.
oh, you don't do seated? Go ahead.
Oh, I can. Oh, is this stuck in here? It's a workout to get it out. I'm done. All right. Thank you very much. Alright, I'm gonna do some push-ups at 45, I think. No, 55. So I would go up. Hi, my name's Jennifer Rish. I go by Jen. If you call me Jennifer, I think I'm in trouble. I am half Cuban and 1/4 Italian and 1/4 Polish. I was born in California, moved to Michigan, grew up in the Midwest, moved to Florida when I was 15, and then came back to Michigan for school. I went to the University of Michigan. I studied nursing. I have been a nurse for 6 years now. I work at UCLA in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, and I also do critical transport for an ambulance company. I work 2 days a week at UCLA, and I'm on call 2 days a week for the ambulance company, which actually gives me a lot of time to be able to train. And when I'm not training, to do the other things I like to do, which is dance. I take ballet, gymnastics, hip hop. What else do I do? And jazz. And I also love to go salsa dancing. So when I'm not training, I go salsa dancing at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3. Depends on my schedule. That's pretty much all I do in my spare time, actually, is dance and all the other things that people like to do, like watch movies and hang out with friends. I started working out at a really young age, actually. I was probably 12 years old when I started going to the gym. I was going to the gym with a friend who was trying to rehab a knee. But I started doing physical stuff at a really young age. I did gymnastics and dance as a little kid. And when I started going to the gym, I realized that I really, really liked it. And my dad was always into working out. My parents were really like health nuts pretty much and used to work out together, and it was just a way to be able to spend more time with them. And since my dad was so into working out, he was kind of like my workout buddy. We would always train together, which was pretty cool. I never needed a personal trainer. I always had my dad. He kind of showed me what I had to do. Although for the first 2 years, since we were rehabbing my friend's knee, all I knew how to do was legs, and so that's all I ever worked out. So that was basically the first body part that ever developed on me, and all I really had for a long time. But I really started training seriously, I guess, when I was about 15 years old. It was when we left Michigan and moved to Florida. I had been on dance team in Michigan, and they didn't have a dance team in Florida, so all I did was go to the gym and really got into it, and started working out at a World's Gym, and met a nutritionist there, and kind of decided that I wanted to do bodybuilding. And so I started working out all the time and was having a really good time with it, actually. And I would come home from the gym, and my dad and I would pose together in front of my parents' bedroom mirror. And I remember my mom started to cry once, and my dad and I looked at her like she was crazy, and she just was really worried. She thought I was on steroids or something, and my dad explained to her that I wasn't on steroids. And then I thought, wow, maybe I am getting too big. But actually, after that incident, everybody's been really, really positive about how much I like to work out and really supportive and everything. My 70-year-old grandma likes to break out her camera every time I come over. I visit my grandparents once a week, and she'll take out her camera and take pictures, and then everybody who comes to the house, my grandma will show pictures like, look at my granddaughter, she's very into working out. And so everybody's been really supportive. It's been great. I haven't had any negative experiences with my family ever since that first episode. I guess what I like the most about training for figure is I've always been interested in anatomy and the human body, and pretty much why I ended up studying nursing. And it's just amazing to me how your body can respond to the things that you do. It's like a machine, you know, you put certain food in and train a certain way, and you can step on stage, and then you are done with your show and you eat donuts and you get fat. It's just, it's really, I just think it's really interesting the way that your body responds to things. But I love to work out. I always have. So I just recently, I did my first show 3 weeks ago, or no, it was probably a little bit over a month ago now. I just decided I wanted to take it to the next level and be competitive, since I spent so much time in the gym anyway. And I just love to train. I am not super crazy about the diet, but I don't hate it. What I hate most about it, I guess, is having to prepare your meals and cart them around and, you know, interrupt whatever you're doing to get your food in. So, I mean, for me, if I don't eat, I get really scary. But all my friends are used to it. Everybody knows that I have to eat every 3 hours, so they're pretty cool about that. But I guess a negative aspect is like it being a burden to other people. You know, it's not their thing that they're doing, and they still have to deal with either you being forgetful or hungry or tired or whatever because of your schedule. So that would be a negative, you know, imposing that on other people. But for the most part, I think I do it because I love it. So I don't know, it makes me happy, and that's why I do it. That's why I do anything, actually. If it makes me happy, I do it. If it makes me sad, I stop. So until it becomes a huge negative thing, I will keep on doing it. It's a good way to stay in shape, actually, to know that people are going to be looking at you in a bikini and talking badly about you if you look horrible. You know, it's kind of a good motivator to keep the cookies out of your mouth and your butt in the gym. So I guess what is kind of bothersome when it comes to people who don't understand like why you eat how you eat, or why you spend so much time in the gym. It's really annoying, actually, when people ask you stupid questions like, do you work out? No, I don't. Or, you know, why do you eat so much? And it really aggravates me because it's a plate of lettuce. Like, how can that really be considered a lot? But anyways, and sometimes, you know, people look at you kind of like you're a little bit like a circus freak, you know, because you're a female with muscle. Which for the most part doesn't really bother me, but if, you know, people continue to stare and look at you like they want to throw up, you know, it kind of isn't such a positive experience. But whatever, you take the good with the bad, because there's definitely people out there who understand how much work it takes and, you know, are pretty supportive and interested and ask you intelligent questions, you know, and you can have an interesting conversation with people like that. So that's always cool. I love meeting new people and talking about the things that I love. So when you ask me a question about training or something like that, and you're not actually being snide or something, that's cool to be able to have that kind of a conversation. I think that I don't really, my hugest aspiration isn't to like go pro or anything like that. I just, like I said earlier, as long as it makes me happy, I'm going to keep training. And I did that show, and it was so fun, and all the people backstage were so great. The girls were really supportive. I thought that maybe some people were going to be a little bit catty, and it was going to be kind of difficult to deal with personalities backstage, but I was really lucky. I had a great experience. I met some really wonderful people and have stayed in contact with some of the people that I met backstage, which has been great, to be able to talk to people about, you know, like-minded people about training and eating and all that. You know, I've met some really great people. So I'm just gonna keep doing it, see how it goes, and that's my plan pretty much. Whatever happens, happens. I'm pretty easygoing and like take whatever comes as it does, and if it's good, it's good, and I'll keep up with it. So that's about it. I'm done.
Okay. You want the little flex in there at the end?
A little flex. Vote for Jen.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna have to go again. And it's at 85.
Bicep pose.
Oh, I don't even know how to do that, yeah? Well, this one's not as good as the other one.